for following their passion, I think people there have a problem of not having passion.
If you have to pick up for our viewers and tell us that this worked, and if they want to replicate this piece, it is going to help them scale faster, or in the first 2 years reach the kind of numbers you have reached.
It will be, I think, finding the product market fit as fast as possible. Like that's what we did in our first year of business, I would say, because a lot of times we make great products, but we do not find the right price for it, right market for it. Sometimes your product is okay, you have the market, but then your price is not okay or something like that. When I gave 10 years of my life to something, then I was not ready to let it go. So that was one thing which it never occurred that I'll not be a part of it at one point of time in my life.
First, since it was the first time, it was always like that I have to win everything in everything. This is the decision, it has to work. Now I have realized that if I am going to take 5 decisions, 4 of them will definitely going to fail. There is a chance, 20% chance that whatever decision you are taking, it will be a success, right?
This was one of our major principle or whatever you call it, that we have to start it from Guwahati, because we knew that our logistic, our manufacturing has to be here in Delhi itself. That is not possible to do it there, but we also had to start our back end or anything from Guwahati. We wanted to be a company known for a company from Guwahati, company from Assam, not from Delhi or something like that.
I've been talking about failures a lot, that if you start your own business, you are going to fail and you have to take failures with the right spirit. But here we have an entrepreneur who is actually quantifying the kind of failures that you are going to face. Here he tells us that 80% of the time you are going to fail, and it's only 20% of the time, if you are lucky, that your decisions are going to succeed. And maybe that formula is going to help all the young entrepreneurs watching Badhta India Dekho. Hello everyone. So here comes another episode of Badhta India Dekho that you have been waiting for. And today we are going to talk about this very unique brand that has come up from the northeastern part of our country. Yes, from Guwahati, Assam. And you would have heard about the brand because it's doing so well so fast. It's LittleBox. LittleBox has been started by Partha and Rimjhim, who are going to be with us today, and you would have seen them in an all-shark deal in Shark Tank also. Within a very short time, they have focused and built a brand in the fashion industry for the Gen Z, and Gen Z is absolutely in love with it. Not only this, we'll also talk about their initial life, how they started thinking about a new product innovation, how they scaled the brand so fast. What are some of the operational optimizations they did in an industry where it is very, very difficult to have a profitable brand, and eventually build something which was a 50 crore plus brand in such a short time. As you all know, my name is Debojit. I'm the founder for Cracked. Cracked is an upskilling platform that helps colleges and early professionals to upskill themselves and become ready for the job world and the corporate world that lies ahead of them. We already work with 500 plus colleges and 200 plus corporates to bring in this impact, and this is just the beginning of an upskill world much, much beyond the traditional degrees that we have been giving. Enjoy the episode. Rimjhim and Partha, very, very glad to have you on the Badhta India Dekho platform. It's our privilege to have entrepreneurs like you who have done so well, so quickly, and after significant setbacks that you have had in the early parts of your life, of your career. And so happy to see both of you also together on the platform today. Welcome to Badhta India Dekho. If you can help us now with a little bit of how it all started, a little bit about your early life. Maybe Partha, you can start, and then Rimjhim, you can follow next. Where were you born? A little bit about your school life, जो भी याद है from family, upbringing, values, and then to maybe college. I guess that's where you both met. End of school, beginning of college.
No.
Between school and college.
Between school and college. So that would be an interesting story. So maybe just take us through that phase.
Yeah. I born and brought up in Guwahati, Assam, and schooling I actually don't remember much, but then again, you can start from went to school. And College, I'm from tech background, so I did my BTech and masters also in computer science. And before this, I have done only one job in Bank of Baroda. I was there for three and a half years, and yeah, before this is the first time. First time in family also. In business. Everyone in my family. No one else has ever done in business before. Yeah.
And from a Bank of Baroda job to starting your own entrepreneurship stint and scaling to almost 100 crore in such a short time. How does this feeling absorb for your family and for yourself?
Since we're not from, both of us not from a business background, haven't seen any business. 1 crore is something like, way too much, right? From a background that everybody is doing job, so average salary, 1 crore is something you cannot even think that you will handle. But when I was in bank, then only I think the fear of a lot of money together, right? That's I have seen businesses, definitely. I was a credit officer, so I have seen businesses, people, businessmen only coming, for loans, we're kind of a VC there, at that level. So people are coming with their projections and everything that they will need the loan. So there I think I got the confidence that I have seen a lot of people in that three and a half years, mostly business background. Then only I think I got the confidence that I can also do it.
Linking back to your family days and your growing up, school, college, one or two values that have really helped you now in LittleBox also?
I think I care a lot about people. So that caring, yeah. So that probably helped a lot. Caring, your associates, the people you are working with. So that kind of helped, I think.
As per you, what should an entrepreneur definitely have? If there is one thing, one skill, one value you want to pick?
For me, it's two.
Okay.
One is fearlessness. Definitely. Yeah, fearlessness. And there is consistency. Consistency in the sense, right now also, when we started.
Right.
So, it was, since it was the first time, it was always like that I have to win everything, in everything. This is the decision, it has to work. Now I have realized that if I am going to take 5 decisions, 4 of them will definitely going to fail. There is a chance, 20% chance that, whatever decision you are taking, it will be a success, right? So I know it's 20% now. So it doesn't bother me. If we are failing 4 times consecutively, so I know that one win is coming. I'll take some decision, one win is coming. So if it crosses 5, then I might get a little nervous. But then again, that consistency. I know that if I am a cricketer, I don't have to be I don't have to score century in every match to be a legend, right? You can score century 10% of the matches, still you are a legend. So it's like that, a consistency. You cannot you cannot fail and you think that this is all one.
That's an amazing insight for our audience also. So in fact, for the young audience that's listening, we've been talking about failures a lot, that if you start your own business, you're going to fail and you have to take failures with the right spirit. But here we have an entrepreneur who is actually quantifying the kind of failures that you're going to face. Here he tells us that 80% of the time you're going to fail, and it's only 20% of the time, if you're lucky, that your decisions are going to succeed. And maybe that formula is going to help all the young entrepreneurs watching Badhta India Dekho. Thanks, Partha.
Thank you.
Rimjhim, coming to your story, how was your journey right from the beginning?
Okay, like my professional career.
No, from your childhood, how you
from
grew
childhood.
up.
Okay. So see, I am born and brought up in Arunachal Pradesh. I come from a very small place in Arunachal Pradesh. So, so when I got exposed to all of it, this was like a new life for me. I've never seen that. Grown up in a valley, just with a limited people. So when I started my first stint, then it was like a whole different life for me. But yes, after my schooling, I went and did journalism and mass comm, and then immediately after 6 months of finishing my graduation, I started my first company. So that was back in 2012, and so all my life I have only done this, right? Like did fashion, and so when I started my first company, that was also not thought about as an entrepreneurial journey. What I more was inclined towards creating something in fashion. So fashion has been something which has always not only inspired, like it's something which I really love. I mean, not only doing earlier that at that time it was more into surrounding myself with things around fashion, and so I'm very passionate about this whole thing. So at the time I started and working, then I realized that it's not only fashion and product, it's a lot of other things also. Then eventually, of course, I learned D2C, I learned e-commerce and all of it. So for 10 years I did that. And then after 10 years, I took a gap, or like took a break, and thought I need to leave that. I left it, and then after 6 months of leaving the former company, I started, like me and Partha started LittleBox. So it's been 2 years for the LittleBox now. So yes, but my life has revolved around creating fashion business. Like the first business was also like quite successful, and I have seen that journey of how India also evolved in terms of D2C and brand. Like in 2012, there was no such. I mean, I hardly remember any brand. Like, there were marketplaces like, of course, Amazon, then Flipkart and Shop Crores. So all of this kind of marketplaces, but predominantly a particular fashion, like particular D2C brand doing certain numbers, not only fashion, any category. That was something very rare. And today, D2C is reigning, right? We have a lot of brands done so well in India, but anyway, consumers are accepting it so well. At the time, it was very new. So that whole journey of how India also, took that leap towards D2C brands and homegrown brands and understanding consumers. So that whole journey I have seen, and it's been like 14 years doing that.
Very curious to know, how does the journey look like from starting somewhere in Guwahati, because that's also very uncommon. I don't think we have had any entrepreneurs on Shark Tank other than you guys who have come from that from Assam, from Guwahati. Did that have challenges of its own to start your brand?
Yeah, absolutely. See, starting a business in tier 2, tier 3 cities itself is a challenge, and now we are talking about northeastern part of the country, which is much more challenging than if suppose you are starting in central India or southern part of India, because of the mindset of people and because of lack of exposure, because of lack of infrastructure and a lot of other things. So when we planned to start LittleBox, this was one of our major principle or whatever you call it, that we have to start it from Guwahati, because we knew that our logistic, our manufacturing has to be here in Delhi itself. That is not possible to do it there, but we also had to start our back end or anything from Guwahati. We wanted to be a company known for a company from Guwahati, company from Assam, not from Delhi or something like that. So it was challenging. We hired people there. We tried to explain them the vision, because people there itself are not exposed to all of it. Today still it is much more than what it was maybe 10 years back, but today we have internet and all that, but still the mindset of people is very different. So yes, it is still challenging, but one, with all its challenges, it's also good that the team we have, the people we have are very they now see the growth, they now see the company, how we are and what we are doing, and they want to be part of it and make it big.
Right.
So that zeal that we see in our people is great, because when a platform like this is given to people of tier 2 cities like Guwahati, then they want to make something out of it, and they want to make it big. And we see that in our team every day, they are equally energized, equally excited about what we are building. And then and because it's a small place, so I think for them the competition is not, for us also there's very less competition in terms of people leaving the company, people trying to go from one company to other company, because this is the problem I've seen in my last company, which was
so for, let's say, the audience that's watching this from the Northeast and are getting inspired from your story that has just come up so quickly in the last 2 years. what message do you want to leave to them? That should they keep following their passion and really start something of their own, keep pursuing their dreams? What's the message?
Before following their passion, I think people there have a problem of not having passion. You cannot just call it like I have a hobby of gardening. That's not what I meant. A lot of people have a lot of hobbies. Music is one of it, and we are like, people are so creative. But to be passionate about something and to build a business out of it, to build something out of it which is going to impact your life and maybe 1,000 other life, that I think has to first be evolved there. And so my message, or if I have to give say anything about it, then I would say that first start with that. I mean, be passionate about if you like something. Yeah. Do not just because it's a small place, people are also very limited to their vision, limited to their whole, they don't see it that far. And that's a problem, because if something might fail, something might work, but at least start seeing it that far and be passionate about it. So I think that will be my message.
How did your hobby, Rimjhim, of being in this industry and being in this sector, being wanting to pursue fashion as a career option, turn into a passion? Because I'm asking this because a lot of us in our childhood like something, like, right? I think cricket is one, music is one, Bollywood is one, maybe any other sports is one, but people don't convert that into a passion and end up leading a very, very average life, which is maybe driven by someone else's opinion rather than their own. How did it happen for you that it turned into a passion from what you liked doing as a hobby?
See, you have to be very strong-headed for that. I mean, for me also, when I started my last company, I'm not thinking that I'll be an entrepreneur and build a company and talk about business and all that. That was not in my mind. What I just wanted to do was around the product, around fashion, around the categories that we are building. But then there were also opinions and doubts that is it the really right path, and the doubts were not in my head but the people around me and all that. So but I think personally I'm very strong-headed. I just do not listen, do not care, and kind of close my eyes or ears like whatever people are saying. I am very independent that way. I don't even, and I have been always like that actually, and that has helped me actually to be what I am today. That can be one thing, I guess. If you have really passionate and you don't see that your society or your peer or whoever is not aligning, then just do it and just forget what other people are saying. I have done it like that.
What role have your families played in either helping or not helping in setting this up?
My family has been very helpful. For them, they are also kind of, okay, whatever she is doing, let her do.
Okay.
So for me, it was did not have they were not those parents who would have high expectation, because I was also like that. I did not give them that, I haven't shown them that path, and they just wanted me to be happy, to be doing something, to be independent. So that is one thing which I got it from my family, is that they always raised me that way, that mentally I have to be independent. Of course, I'm an eldest daughter, so I was always kind of pampered. A lot of things were always ready for me, but in my head I was always made very independent. Nobody, so coming from Arunachal to places like Delhi and then settling a business, settling down here, a lot of parents would be really intimidated that how are you doing it all by yourself. But from my parents, I never got that kind of doubt or question. So for me, it was very supportive. Even today, they are very supportive.
Wonderful. Partha, how is it for you from a family perspective?
Yeah, from a family perspective, I think it's kind of a similar. I mean, the way our parents think. Yeah, from me, they must have expected something. I mean, probably.
Yeah, I'll just cut you. He was a very intelligent kid, so lot of expectation, and I was not. So no expectation. So that's the difference actually. Yeah.
Not exactly. I mean, yeah, that's partly true. I mean, it's not like that, but I think, they expected something else. Definitely, they expected something else. But then again, they have never forced me into anything. So that's one thing. They have never forced me into anything, and I mean, whatever I'll do, I mean, they will definitely support me. I mean, at least that confidence I always had.
Understood.
So after leaving bank, also since it was a government job, I did not tell them for 1.5 year. I just told them that I just took a study break or something.
Did not tell them.
Yeah, I did not tell them. I just left the bank and I just told them that I am on a study break. I'll see whether to go for PhD or something. I mean, if I'm taking a study break for them, I have to go for PhD. And after, if that's not happening, then go back to the original job. So that was the expectation, but never forced. So, but then again, I did not want to disturb them. I mean, they will think that, I mean, you are always, you are almost there, then you left everything, now we're taking this risk and everything. So since we are not from that background, so
but that's the beauty of our place also.
Yeah.
So Northeast India is like very different in lot of things, you know.
True.
We have, our societies are more we might not have the best of infrastructure and a lot of things, but our societies are far more far-sighted, far more
Open-minded?
liberal, yeah, much more open-minded. So that comes very naturally.
That's a great insight.
Yeah, that comes very naturally to our parents, to us, to our peer friends, everybody. So we are blessed that way.
Very, very nice. Also, before coming to LittleBox
Yeah.
and the journey with LittleBox, how was your own personal journey? I mean, again, it comes with its own pros and cons of being life partners as well as business partners. And so, little bit maybe how it started. And then now that you are scaling an organization, I mean, 54 crores is not a joke.
Yeah.
And now obviously it's just the start. It will just grow bigger from here. How has that equation in your personal life worked in your professional life?
So I think, I mean, skill wise, we're complementary to each other. I mean, the skill she has, I mean, that's kind of, to be very true, that is my weakness. I mean, I am not creative that way. So, I mean, I can never question her, why are you doing this, why that. I mean, I can question definitely. I mean, we both question each other, but I have that confidence.
That's
that,
more personal.
Yeah,
I never
yeah.
question that.
Yeah, that's for life.
And the skill set that I have, I mean, some of it, that is her weakness as well. So, that comes very naturally. I mean, that comes very naturally to me. And I think the complementary strength of each other helped us a lot in this. And then again, I think, I mean, in life partner also, it's good to have a common goal, right? I mean, in any relation for that matter, especially, I mean, if it's that special like a life partner, you have to have a common goal, right?
Right.
So this is kind of our common goal. So that is helping the relationship as well and the business as well. That's what I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have a very complementary set of skills. So that really helps us to keep things moving at the scale that it is moving. And then we trust each other with the decisions that, that we take. We do not question, because we feel like, for example, I feel that I cannot take a lot of questions revolving around a lot of decisions around operations. So I never question it. And even if there is a problem in the decision he takes, then it's our problem. It's not his problem or his team's problem. So it comes very natural. There's a mistake, it's our mistake. And if it's a decision that you have taken and that is doing well, then it's your decision. So that is a kind of trust that we have in each other.
But there must be some times where you don't agree to a certain thing, right? Or is it never the case?
Very rare, yeah.
I mean, now to it's a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we started, it was very rare. But today, because we are scaling and then we have a lot of opinions here and there. But
whose opinion counts?
Depends. I mean, in which sector we are debating on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if it's her sector where her strength is much more than what mine is, finally, I mean, we'll conclude what she has said, and for my end also, I mean, finally that will happen. And there are some common areas as well, and where it will depend. I mean, finally,
actually, what happens is we do not spend too much time arguing on the things that this is how it should be. And even if we have disagreements, we just give it a thought for a while and then just let it be. That is one thing which we tried. I mean, what's the point of not coming to a conclusion, because sooner or later we have to. That we do not spend a lot of time on that. But yes, disagreements are there. We believe in. I sometimes have a different opinion. We have it. But that's not a very major part of our day-to-day life.
So does work discussions finish post work?
No, never.
Never.
So there is no differentiation now anymore between this is the work timing and this is your.
No, we don't. I mean, that's not required. We enjoy what we are doing. So, and it's only two of us. We do not have kids.
Yeah.
So for us, it's very easy and relaxed. Even if we go home, we don't like talking about anything else. We just like talking about work.
That's what since it's growing, that is the most exciting thing in our life.
Yeah.
So how can we talk about something else? This is the most
But
exciting
never.
thing. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
see,
very
we see
rarely.
series, we travel. But yeah, I mean,
While traveling also we talk about work.
yeah.
I mean last time we went to Thailand. So in Thailand also, we went to a market and talking about work, this print, that print. So
Yeah.
finally circle
Finally,
back
it's
to
all
that thing
about
only.
work.
So you
And
saw
also
something, we have to
Mm.
make this kind of dress. Finally you end up talking about work only.
Work on.
So
What's coming to a slightly sensitive one? What's your take on what fashion has a role on the mental health of customers? Because these days it's so fast paced. A lot of times it leads to people feeling down, depressive because of the fact they feel they're not kind of matching up with the fashion that maybe their colleagues, their friends are using. And therefore a lot of cases that we hear is of youngsters who feel they just can't catch up, or maybe it's just in their mind. And I don't know, I'm not right now up to date with the current fashion. You have any thoughts for this specifically?
I think, see, when you are at the age of that 13 to 19,
True,
that,
the
you know,
teens.
very vulnerable, right?
Hmm.
And that happens to everybody. Like if I see a friend who is very well dressed, I would have when I would have been 13 or 14, I would have got intimidated.
Yeah.
And it is very natural. That's a natural human tendency to have. And today it is more because you have so much of exposure. Today you are seeing a child who is in probably Seoul and wearing all kind of fancy stuff, and it's impacting you because most of the time you are on Instagram or Facebook or Snapchat. So that has definitely, I think, increased, and that's a sad part of, I think, internet exposure and all these developments that we see around. And but as a fashion, fashion is something which comes first. I mean, when you see a person, you see what they are wearing, how they are dressed up. So it does make a person insecure at times, because again, fashion is one thing which makes you very confident.
Yes.
So it has to come with that challenge
Yes,
also, right?
yes.
So if it has a good thing, then it has that bad thing also.
Yeah.
I would just say that that age is like that. You will go through it, but just do not give it that attention that it takes a lot of your mental peace and all of it.
Maybe over time, what
Yeah.
you can include as part of your communications is also some advisory for youngsters that although we are a fashion company, but this is not the end of your life, and there is more beyond.
That's a very good idea.
Most successful brands actually do that. I mean, like Mastercard says that for everything that has a price, there is Mastercard, but most important things are priceless in life. So it kind of goes beyond the brand and gives it that larger feel.
Yes.
And maybe that can come in. Also, a lot of times when we talk about fashion, we feel that fashion is not necessarily for all body types. And body shaming also is very frequent. I mean, it's we sometimes don't even realize it when it's happening. At LittleBox, when you're thinking about fashion, do you include those thoughts that it doesn't matter whether my customer doesn't matter what body type my customer has, it should fit them, or it should be for all of them? Is there a thought like that also?
So technically, you need to have a lot of sizes for that.
Yeah.
Because it's not possible that extra small would fit into medium.
Yes.
Right? So technically speaking, if as a fashion brand, we need to have a lot of bigger sizes.
You have
than
all?
what we have. No, we do not have.
Okay.
So bigger sizes is what we need to have. But inclusivity is always there. See, for example, we are going to launch plus sizes on our website. Apart from that, I feel that we just cannot. I strongly, personally also believe that we don't have to categorize it like that. If you are whatever body type you have, if you are comfortable wearing something which is little tight, little short, whatever, and you are really confident, then just go for it. I mean, who is stopping you, right? And today you are living in a world where people accept a lot of experimental things. So just experiment. It's okay, because fashion again is a very experimental thing to do in life. It should not be boring. So if you're okay, just do that. But yes, I think inclusivity is a lot more than your just body type, because if you're be confident with whatever body type you are, short, tall, fat, thin, it should not matter. You are confident to wear that short skirt, just wear it. So I don't see it like that, but yes, technically yes, we are coming up with plus size category so that we can have a larger consumer base. Things can be more comfortable for that category. But we are not designing things like this, that if it's a plus size, it has to be modest, we don't have to show skin. We are not designing it like that. We're just designing it how a fashion and how a design element of ours collaborate. So that's how we are.
And then talking about experimentation, Ranveer Singh has had a big role to play in making people believe you can wear anything. Personally, also, do you advise that you should be experimental in terms of your fashion in life, or you feel, personally I'm speaking, let's keep LittleBox aside for the moment. If both of you talk personally, do you experiment, or do you advise people to experiment?
I do. Because when I was teenager or maybe 21, 22, I did a lot of experimentation on wearing socks with heels, and which is like very common today, but at the time I did a lot of I remember I used to wear orange socks with white heels and all that. So I did a lot of it. So I think and age is just a number also, if you're comfortable doing that. But because today I might not do a lot of experimentation, which I did when I was 20, but still for what I can do today, I will do. I think just bring a lot of little bit more dynamics to your day-to-day life if you just try to be a little different in terms of fashion. It's all about your comfort level. Somebody like he never experiments. He just wants to be like wearing one set of thing and one set of product. Like he doesn't want to even waste time thinking about what to wear and all that. I'm not like that, because I think that gives me happiness. So it's all about how comfortable you are.
So, Partha, if I may ask you, is LittleBox your passion area also, or is it the love for building a business that keeps you here rather than the product line that keeps you here?
I think the business part is true. I mean, I have very little to nothing to do with the product, to be very honest. I mean, I sometimes think that we can launch something else also in the side, then but she always like no, this is a fashion side. So I see from a like
even any feedback has been rejected on the product.
Always rejected.
Yeah. So for me, it's building kind of like anything. It's very exciting. I mean, I did not think that. I mean, initially, I thought that it will be a business only, but it has a lot of other areas.
Yes.
Like I got to learn what is marketing. I got to learn how. Supply chain works. Everything is kind of new for me. Learned everything in the last 2 years. So I mean, it's very exciting. I mean,
can you give us a example of a thing that failed, and you tried that with a lot of hope, and it failed?
The list is big actually. You can say few things.
Okay.
See, a lot of campaigns and marketing that we strategize do keep failing, And then product, for me, because I take care of the product,
Right.
Sometimes we expect lot out of particular product category, a particular color, particular silhouette, and it doesn't work like that. So it keeps happening to me every day. I go through it every day. In terms of tech and supply.
Tech, supply chain, like we came up with some discount thing, buy this and get this offer. And I mean, in the last few months, actually, I mean, nothing has been working for us in that area.
From a discounting
because we never give discount.
Never give.
Then last month we tried to give a discount.
There is a discount going on right now. If you
prepaid,
buy
So last month it was what I forgot.
Buy 3 and get 300 rupees off. That did not work for us. I mean, I was just disappointed. I mean, we ran it for 1 month. I mean, we thought it from that point of view.
Not work, वैसे.
Yeah. we thought it from the point of view of our manufacturing capacity. Just I already mentioned that we have more manufacturing capacity than the order that we're
5,000
getting.
units.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that is the capacity by number of machines, not people exactly. But yeah, so that happened, and I thought that even if the number of order doesn't grow, number of pieces, since you are buying 3 to get, I mean, avail that particular discount, number of pieces at least will grow, and at least we can, I mean, utilize 80% of our manufacturing capacity. But that did not happen, so that's a setback. So we'll come up with something else.
This is,
Yeah.
I mean, you are yourself running a company, you know, right? Every day, I think something comes up where you see that, oh, why is it not working? It's
True,
a part of
true.
the journey.
And I think failures also come of 2 types. One is you keep getting used to and therefore doesn't affect you personally as much. But every time a bigger failure comes that you have never seen before,
Yeah.
and that takes a little time to again adjust to.
Yes, yeah.
And but then again that becomes normal, and then something new.
Something more bigger will become. Yeah,
yeah,
that keeps
more
up.
bigger comes up. Fantastic. So now we come to the last section of our discussion, which is called Truths and Trends, and this is like a rapid fire section. And
Karan Johar.
yes, we will be asking you. I will be asking you rapid questions, and would expect rapid answers for them. Whatever comes to your mind first.
So do you have a hamper?
Yeah, we do have a hamper also. Just that
That's that should be the motivation.
most probably joint winners, but
Yeah.
but we'll still take it as it comes. But if you're ready, whenever you're ready, we can start. Right?
Yeah.
Any one of you can answer. Okay, first question. What is one business decision that made you wish that you can take back?
Okay, rapid.
Quick.
I mean, I didn't expect business question. I was expecting more lifestyle question actually. But in LittleBox, I think launching men's shoe category.
Men's shoe category is something that you feel you could have taken. Fantastic. What's the hardest truth you have learned as an entrepreneur? Personal, professional, both.
It's a
will work.
lonely world. It's a lonely journey.
Even if you have a co-founder.
Yeah, it's still
Even if you have a co-founder,
Co-founder.
that's hit more. But okay, if you have to start LittleBox all over again, what would you do differently? One thing.
we would start it with various categories, but I think if we start today, we'll start with one focus category.
And go deep in that.
Go deep.
Same for you? Anything else?
Yeah. Same.
Okay. What's one truth about fashion industry that no one knows about?
There's no product innovation.
There's no product
Yeah.
innovation.
I
It's
mean,
the same
people
thing.
can talk a lot of things. There are definitely some vertical brands like Uniqlo and all working on the product innovation, but overall, like there is no product innovation.
Hmm.
It's just copy paste.
Okay, and what's the biggest misconception about you guys?
Misconception. I think most of the time that people think we don't fight.
Parth
So a lot of people generally.
fights?
Yeah, that's the
Are you-
biggest misconception that he will not fight.
Inside closed doors?
Yeah. So a lot of our friends would say, तुम लोग की तो लड़ाई होती नहीं है तो फिर सब कुछ तो ठीक ही रहता है. किस बात मतलब क्या कभी this argument? That's the biggest misconception.
Okay, he's still smiling. I don't know whether he's agreeing or
He
disagreeing.
still believes that he do not fight, but that is like
Who is the best shark?
Amit. I mean, not because here I am, but I've always said that Mr. Amit Jain.
Okay.
For me
okay.
also, Mr. Amit Jain.
Okay. Who is one person from the industry that you would want on your board if you had a choice? Anyone?
The founder of Soul Store.
Okay. What's his name?
I mean,
He doesn't know name.
I don't know name. I like the brand. I
You
mean,
like the brand,
yeah.
and you would want to have him or her as one of your advisors.
I don't know. I don't think
What?
that.
Who will it be for you?
For me, it would be Jeff Bezos. I mean, from the industry.
Yeah.
mine is practical. Mine is practical.
Nobody is coming on your captable anyway, so
Yeah.
why not some question answer like that?
Yeah. What's your favorite location to go on a holiday to, and why?
For me, it's Italy. Italy, and then nearer to our home is Cherap, like Shillong.
Yeah. Similar Shillong. I mean, we have to go together. So Shillong and Italy or south of France. South of France.
Great. If I may ask, if there is one fashion you would want to bring back from the past, something like a retro fashion, what would that be?
Gingham, which is already trending also.
Gingham?
Yeah.
What
Gingham
is it?
prints and all
Okay.
that. That is like really retro.
Okay.
I like that. I've always liked it.
Oh, interesting. And what role do you think, given tech is your forte, AI would play in this industry or in any other industry in the coming times?
AI will definitely. It will make your life easy. To start a business, you'll need less people to start, right? But then again, then everybody will use this AI kind of thing, especially in branding, especially in marketing. Then the opposite thing will start to happen, that people will be attracted more to the non-AI things, whatever you are doing, right? So it might have that effect from that perspective.
Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
And definitely, with AI, to start anything, you need very less number of people. You don't need anyone for content writing. You don't need the spreadsheets, the Excel. So many autofills will be there. So much of things will be automated, and you definitely need less number of people. You'll have lean organization, lean startups,
Right.
Definitely. But then again, what I already told, that people will be more attracted to the non-AI things. It will. From now only, it feels that anything related to AI, we are already kind of exhausted. It should not be like that. It should be very natural, right? So
Understood.
people will like natural more. So,
Understood. Any specific insights or advice, Rimjhim, for the fashion industry from this category that you would want to leave with our youngsters?
I think it's easy to start a fashion business at a very young age. Because you just need to come up with products which you think would look lucrative. The price has to be just hitting the target audience right, and fashion becomes difficult at scale because then comes your tech, your operation, your supply chain. But to a certain number, so for a very young women or men starting when they are in college itself, they can start it. It can be a side hustle. It can be just an Instagram shop, and there are too many people doing really good work only by selling on Instagram. So it's a good business to start as a side hustle, and then probably once you have all the learnings from that, maybe you can think of, if you want to pursue, then think of scaling it up. So as an advice, just if you're starting small, then choose a niche. Just don't go everywhere. Don't just do everything. Choose your niche. That okay, I'm just going to do, for example, I'm going to do a good quality printed t-shirt, or I'm just going to do a good quality cargos. So just choose your niche and then go out to the TG, place your price like that, and I think then you will also do all your learnings, because of course everything comes with learning, and then can have a vision of making it big.
If ever you move out of LittleBox, maybe because of age, if not anything else, what would you be doing?
I would always be doing fashion. I just cannot do anything else.
Partha?
I'll do tech.
Tech.
Yeah.
And
Anything on tech.
Specific tech.
Anything tech heavy.
EdTech.
Anything ed tech. Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And one last thing. Let's say 2 generations below you, and they want to come up with their own thing in the entrepreneurship world. What would be your advice to them as entrepreneurs? Maybe which sector, or one advice you would want to leave with them?
Sector is because I haven't done anything in any other sector all my life. It's always been fashion and
So you would
B2C.
not- yeah.
So I really do not know which sector, but that depends at which time you are coming. But today we see quick commerce is evolving like anything.
Right.
So do anything related to quick commerce and probably you will ride on that. Because like for example in 2012, 2013 when e-commerce came, marketplaces came, a lot of brands rode on that marketplace whole thing, right? So similarly it all depends on what time and what you are doing. And you just need to be aware of what is going around, and the advice would be just like do it. Do not just keep in your head, do it as fast as possible, because you will anyways end up losing time. You will anyways fail a lot of time. So do it so that your failures come fast and then success also come fast. So I just say that.
True. Parth, your last words?
Yeah. So you need to know that, I mean, if you are good at operations, your operation, you can go for operation heavy work. I mean, the kind of business that, I mean, requires a heavy operation, like heavy forming products, like the products which reputation is very high, consumption is very high. If you're good at operation, you have a team, you have set of co-founders. I mean, go with that type of product. And if you are good with creativity, go for a niche, and you can create a market there.
Go for a niche.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Rimjhim and Parth,
Thanks for having me.
coming
Great
to
to
Badhta India Dekho. I'm sure the audience would have had a fantastic time listening to some very interesting insights that both of you came up with, and specifically for people from any part of the country to now feel that they can build large profitable businesses which are actually making an impact back in the environment also. In fact, you have all the boxes ticked that an entrepreneur needs to have. Very, very proud personally also for
Thank
what
you.
you are building as a fellow entrepreneur, and all the best for your journey going ahead. Very interesting episode, right? Some very good insights that came in from Parth and Rimjhim both. This was also very unique disposition to entrepreneurship as a concept, that you need not really be planning entrepreneurship right from the beginning. But when it happens, it happens. It also tells us that heartbreaks maybe are a very integral part of the journey that we all have. And maybe the fastest way to success is multiple failures. I got very, very intrigued by various insights. Please tell us in the comment box on what was your feeling when you saw this very interesting episode of ours. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to Badhta India Dekho for upcoming episodes on entrepreneurship and life and much more.